The Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in OTB, hour number 2 of the show. Tuesday shows brought to you by Community Steel. Again, glad to have them back on the squad. We had to kick T-Bob to Chicago to get them back, but hey, we got to do what we got to do to have Community Steel back on the squad. Saints are making moves all over the place. Also, this is from Cat Terrell. Shout out, LSU grad. The New Orleans Saints have restructured Eric McCoy's contract, adding a void year. So his $8.7 million base salary plus his $500,000 roster bonus was converted into a signing bonus, which turds like Flynn get sometimes. Save him $7.3 million against the 2026 salary cap.
What I do?
Oh, you got one of those one time, and I never did. So I was bitter the other day.
Well, it's
Never got
it's like 13 years ago.
Yeah, still really good money, you know.
Wow.
Like, and you got it all like that next
Wow.
day.
Don't hope for success to your loved ones and friends.
Well, I mean, you pretty much said at them kids this morning for the U-High golf tournament.
To be fair, you did.
That's where my kids go. So.
It's true.
Can't even deny that one.
It's fair.
Like, you said that.
You kind of did.
Hey, Michael Jordan said it. Why can't I?
It's true. You're comparing yourself to Michael Jordan now.
Basically, same guy.
Yeah. I've always said it. I've always said it. So that's a good move. And McCoy is such a good player when he's healthy. You just got to keep him healthy. And if you do, with the move that you made to bring in Edwards, you love what you've done up front. Also, the Saints have signed tight end Noah Fant to a 2-year deal. Noah Fant got a 2-year deal, correct? Yep. 2-year deal for Noah Fant. And the tight end position for you had to get an upgrade because you have some free agents like Foster Moreau, Taysom Hill, free agents. Juwan Johnson, certainly not a complete tight end. He is a receiver that is playing tight end. And look, in some ways that gives you, some benefit and some pros and cons to that. But you needed like a real tight end. Somebody that's played it his entire life.
And it's somebody certainly the Saints have had their eye on for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes back with Kellen Moore, whatever it is, but he was rumored to – did he visit New Orleans before? It was something at the trade deadline, I believe, this year that the Saints were close to getting him, or maybe it was at some point. But he was rumored to be a Saint this past season at some point. So it's somebody that's been on their radar. And like you said –
he visited last July during training camp.
Okay.
Sorry.
Before. Yeah, okay, there it was. Not the trade deadline, before the actual season. So certainly I'm not going to sit here and say like the greatest tight end to ever play the position, but certainly a person that fits the need. What would you call him, Jake? A Y tight end?
He can be either one. I think he could be a Y or an F, to be honest with you, where Juwan's only going to be an F. If he's a Y, you're licking your chops.
A Yackle?
No, definitely not that.
Nobody knows what he's talking
about. A Yackle would be somebody like Will Dissly, who's a free agent. He was with the Chargers. Like, he's a Yackle.
You would just call Juwan Johnson receiving tight end that sometimes chooses not to receive.
It's true. That part's fair.
He runs the route, in fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He does. That's fair.
He's a route running
But
tight end.
sometimes he chooses to receive the ball very well.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he decides not to.
Like, he's like,
yep.
I think my chest needs a ball to hit it real quick.
Sometimes he decides to mistime his jump a little bit and alligator arm it. But sometimes he also catches over 3 people's heads and scores a touchdown.
That's fair, too. Yeah. You needed to add some tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what the plan, like Foster Moreau is a free agent. We keep saying that. Last year, he made $4 million. The expected market value for Foster's 2.6 this time around. So even if you added Falstamoro to your roster, like that would give you 3 tight end options, and he's only going to cost you $2.6 million if you want to sign a 1-year deal. I mean,
Well,
Foster's got 7 years of service time, so
Let me tell you, there's some really good tight ends in this draft as well that are going to be 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounders. Like we saw it at the Senior Bowl. Like there was
Koziel from Houston, who just caught another ball against LSU in the Texas Bowl. He's every bit. He's 6'6" and some change with some real receiving skills.
He's a really good player.
And you might get him, to your point, Matt, in the 5th, 6th, 7th round.
Exactly. You could get the. It's just there's an evolution of tight end happening in the NFL, and there's a lot of guys that were probably role players in college, didn't have a lot of yards, wasn't that sexy player, didn't have games like Koziel had at Houston versus LSU.
He had a year at Ball State where he had 96 catches.
Yeah, you're going to get some guys in college, and this is I'm just making just a nice even number here. I'm not basing this on any one person. You're going to have some guys that get drafted in the 6th, 7th round that are going to make immediate impacts in a big way offensively. You're going to have guys that had 32 catches and 310 yards in college, and then they're going to go to someone like the Rams and score 7 touchdowns next year. Because there's good players at that position, and they're being utilized in a way that I haven't really seen before. Like, of course, the tight end's been out there, like you saw it with the Patriots with Gronk, and you've seen these great tight ends play. I'm not saying that, but the way they're being used, like 13 personnel as being like one of the top personnel groups for one of the best offenses in the National Football League, is unheard of. But that's what's being done because they create such they create matchup problems. When you have guys that can block but also run routes, and that's what you're getting. Like used to be, like Jake likes to put like the Y and the F tag on. Like you used to have like the blocker or the pass catching. But now you're starting to get like these guys that are pass catchers but can also stick their nose in there.
Right.
And like that's why you see the best offenses running 13 personnel. And so they're dressing out 4 or 5 tight ends every game.
Yep.
Because not only are they really good there, they can play a lot of different things on special teams as well.
Daddies.
They're they're versatile. So you can catch another tight end in this draft late.
Yep.
That's going to make a really good impact.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this tight end class it might not have the Brock Bowers in it, but that's okay. From the 3rd to the 6th round, it's got some starters in it, to your point. And because if you're the second tight end in 12 personnel in the NFL today, you're a starter. Like you're gonna play a ton
if you're
of
a third tight end, you
for some teams for sure.
You could get your name announced before the game and run out the tunnel by yourself as a starter.
Think about a guy like Jaron Kanek from Oklahoma. I mean, he ran a 4.52 with the combine. People don't talk about him because he played linebacker for 3 years at Oklahoma. Yeah. You think that guy's not going to stick his nose in there and block for you? And he had over 500 receiving yards his lone years at tight end. Like that guy's not getting drafted before like round 5.
Yeah.
Well, this tight end's.
And you got
Oscar Delt from Georgia. I know he's got the fracture in his foot that he's like, I don't care. I want to go run at the combine. Yeah. Well, even players like that.
And he hadn't had the success as certainly like a Sean McVay or Shanahan or now the guns. Yeah, like they hadn't had that success, so you can't like put them in the same category. But I would put Kellen Moore like offensive minded.
Yeah,
like I would put him in that realm of like he could get to that point. I just said realm, real like country.
Realm.
And I believe that he's going to follow those trends. And I would say tight end is a big thing that he wants to implement more and more. He just has to have the personnel to do it, and they got to be healthy, of course.
Yeah, I do think that is something they can get their third tight end if they don't bring a veteran player in like Falstamoro back to the fold. They can certainly get in the later rounds of this draft because it's deep when you're talking about the middle rounds. Coming up here in April. All right, let's go to Mike linebacker, though. Right there in the middle of your defense.
Right there in the middle.
Because DeMario Davis, 2 years with the Jets. Talked about it earlier, $20+ million. So you draft Danny Stutzman out of Oklahoma in the 4th round last year. You got Jalen Ford out of Texas, who you got in the 5th round a couple years ago. All right, Pete Warner obviously is a will linebacker. You're going to need somebody in that 3-4 to be right there in the middle of your defense playing Mike. Is that Danny Stutzman? Have we seen enough from him to get the opportunity? Or let's take a look at who's available still free agency. Do you go get a veteran linebacker? Maybe it's a 2-year deal. Maybe it's a 1-year deal to say you know what? I don't want an off-the-ball rookie linebacker replacing Demario Davis. It's a lot of pressure. Let's sign this veteran player for this year, and then maybe next year we dive back into the draft. Do you go say, hey, Levante David, you know us. We know you. You've been in the league 14 years. We've played against you in the division every year. Do you say, hey, Bobby Wagner, you've played 14 years. I need you for one. Hey, Caden Ellis, you've played here before. That was cool. Want to do it again? Right? Caden Ellis is somebody that's going to cost you probably $8.5 million for a one-year deal, maybe $9 million. Devin Bush is probably going to cost you a little bit more. You have a decision made. Just don't bring in Kenneth Murray. Don't do that. Don't bring in Kenneth Murray. That is not what you need right now. Matt Milano from Buffalo had a lot of injuries, so that's always a concern. But on a one-year, $4.5 million deal, Matt Milano from Buffalo can be in the middle of your defense. There's a ton of options that you can have a one-year deal to try to replace Demario Davis for 1 year, maybe two. I just think if you go out and you get somebody in the third round, off-the-ball linebacker to replace somebody that potentially could be a Hall of Famer, I'm not sure that's the best-case scenario for you, but I love the idea of bringing in a Bobby Wagner, Levante David.
I like the Bobby Wagner move.
Caden Ellis, one of those guys that's free right now that you can bring in for a year or two.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's like Stutzman's chance to step up, step in, prove that he can be the guy, right?
Yeah.
But you would certainly like a little veteran blood in there to kind of guide and lead and help form that. I really like the Bobby Wagner move. Like personally, like I was his teammate when he was a rookie. Like he's been in the league a long time.
Oh God, you're old.
He was a rookie in 2012 in Seattle.
He's 14 years in, Matthew.
Well, yeah, that math adds up.
Man.
That'd be mathing. I do remember he used to have a backpack, and it was a Ninja Turtle backpack.
Well, I just
awesome.
made him go up in my book.
Yeah, it was awesome. No, seriously, I loved it. He had a Ninja Turtle backpack. He would wear it to all the meetings. It had like the shell on it, muscle arms. It was
Shell,
awesome.
yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That's really my only scouting report on Bobby Wagner.
Guy played 14 years in the league.
Yep.
And your scouting report is he had a Ninja Turtle backpack as a rookie. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get that anywhere else, folks.
Right here on Off the Bench.
Oh, God. I am a little worried that Brandon Staley, who's the Saints defensive coordinator, did coach Kenneth Murray when he was the head coach of the Chargers. And I'm not just trying to be throwing shade at Kenneth Murray. He's not the kind of linebacker you're going to want. He's a sideline guy in a 3-4 defense, man.
Say that again. Who is it? Who are you talking about?
Kenneth Murray.
Oh, yeah.
So he played for Dallas last year, but got drafted by the Chargers in the first round when Staley was the head coach there. But when you play right in the middle in a 3-4 defense, you're going to have guards that have a free path to you immediately because that's just the way when you play an odd front, that's the way that it's going to happen. He's not the guy I want taking on a guard right there in the middle of your defense. Mm-hmm. So, like, again, there's places for him. I don't think New Orleans is that place. That's why I'd rather have Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Caden Ellis. I'll take Devin Bush over that. I'll take Matt Milano over that. Devin White's out there. Devin White just had 145 tackles for the Raiders.
Leo
Although I
Chenal.
don't think
nobody's really talking about.
I don't think Devin in a 3-4 is the best case for either, though.
Leo Chenal played a lot of football for the Chiefs.
He did.
He's a solid linebacker. That's
right.
if you want to go cheap. Like if you bargain bin hunting.
That's going to cost you about $4.5 million
and then
for a 1 year deal.
And Chenal, I mean, what, 26? So like a veteran, but still young.
They have to add somebody. Danny Stutzman, I think, is a good change of pace player. Bring him in, core for War Daddy. That's great. I don't know that he can be your every down linebacker. So bring in a veteran player, pair him with Danny Stutzman, who can give you some snaps on the defensive side, not just special teams, and try to replace some of that leadership you lose with Demario Davis as well.
How do you feel about let's talk about the draft a little bit. Like, how do you feel about replacing via the draft? Because I know there's a couple of linebackers that you like. Certainly the one from Ohio State. And then
if you take Sonny Styles at 8, I'll go turn in the card to the commissioner myself. I'll be there.
And what about
I'll do it.
How about second round pick? Kid from
Jacob
Texas
Rodriguez?
Tech. Yeah, Jacob Rodriguez. Who will be the defensive rookie of the year next year?
You're probably right. I think we agree there. it would have to be certain guys because, like I just said, like to take one to replace Demario Davis, it's going to take a strong mentality. And you might be like, what do you mean? It's just football. I'm just telling you, and you know this too, you've been in enough locker rooms. When you get drafted to replace a legend, that brings in an added pressure not everybody can handle. I was drafted to replace Lorenzo Neal. Right? Different player, the offense was changing, but in fans' minds, like I was brought in to replace Lorenzo Neal, who might one day wear a gold jacket. So, like, I know.
I get it. I was brought in to replace Brett Favre. So I get it. Like, I get the pain, guys.
So there's things that come with that, and you got to be able to handle that. So of the guys I think can handle that, Sonny Styles, without question. I'm telling you, like, I walked away.
Jacob Rodriguez.
So can Jacob Martinez.
Rodriguez. Oh, he called him Martinez. I was like, wait a minute. Of all
No, I
people to
would
get
not.
that
No,
wrong.
but I think he could.
I was about to say,
I like
I think
Jacob
Sonny
Rodriguez.
Styles, I think C.J. Allen from Georgia, and I think Jacob Rodriguez, all three could handle that pressure that I'm talking about after having conversations with them at the Combine.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think you're putting a lot on this pressure situation to replace somebody like that.
I've been through it.
I get it. No one would have picked you to be able to handle it, but you did.
I don't know. I think I
nailed
would
it.
have.
I'm just messing with
captain.
you, dude. But like, yeah, I mean, especially at this age, these guys are going to go in there and just want to play
I'm
football.
not saying it's the only thing, but I'm telling you, it is something that is talked about, thought about. Again, I've gone through this. I remember the feelings of people talking about replacing the legend, and they're always going to compare you to that guy. There's people in this draft that can handle that. I don't think everybody can handle that.
I would agree with you, but that legend decided to sign with an irrelevant organization. He didn't like retire.
That helps.
He didn't like lay his jersey down on the 50. You know what I mean? He decided to go sign with.
It was like there was going to be
awful
pressure. Then he
organization.
signed with the Jets, and I was kind of like, well, if he signed with the Jets, is it really that hard?
Yeah, it's not a lot of pressure. I mean, that guy left you. I mean, I'm not saying left. I don't want to say that. The guy decided the opportunity was better to play for the Jets. Bad.
Like, I get money, but that's just.
His state income tax is going to be off the charts.
Well, Jacob mentioned, he knows of the situation. That's why I wouldn't have signed with him.
That's
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, he knows the situation. Like, he's been with the Jets. Did you not remember you played for the Jets?
Yeah. I mean,
I
yeah,
did
the
too.
facility's nice. They got a nice cafeteria. The omelets were really good. I was there.
Maybe that's, you know what?
The
I bet,
omelets were
I bet if DeMario's honest, he was like, guys, it was the omelet.
And they did, like, you could get a smoothie shake anytime you wanted to. It was nice. I got it. But it
All
was
right, I'm
still
actually
good.
kind of agree with the decision now.
Laundra, that's out cold for what you just put in the chat. That's out cold. Oh, you're wrong for that.
No, I'm right.
One thing I do remember about being in New Jersey when I was with the Jets, I was there for a while.
No weeks.
Is okay if you've
Where
been in New
is-
Jersey. Correct me if I'm wrong. You cannot pump your own gas.
Right. So I drove from Philadelphia to New York,
Yep.
and my uncle was like, hey, can I pump? Because they get offended if you start pumping your own gas.
Yeah, you just can't do it. Like it's actually, I think it's a law.
Yeah.
You can't pump your own
They're all
gas.
full service stations.
There's gas attendants.
Because like the
Yeah.
gas station will close, and you got to get your gas before the gas station closes.
Yeah.
Like how bass backwards is that?
Right.
And then that's what Demario Davis he chose to go to a place where you can't get gas like after 8 p.m.
Right.
This is unbelievable.
Where in Jersey did you live? In Hoboken?
That's an indictment.
It is.
That like
That's
you
easy.
don't want to pump your own gas. Like,
Silver spoon in hand.
maybe a good idea by the Saints.
Yeah, move on. You know. what
I mean, you get older, sometimes you get cranky. Like, maybe
I
that's
know.
it.
Is there like if you're in the chat, like let me know. Is there any other state in the country that doesn't let you pump your own gas?
Nookie says Oregon.
Or well, that check that
I mean,
that tracks. Oregon is soft, objectively. California is surprised, shocking. They let you pump your own gas there.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
The Saints very well could go linebacker at 8. I don't know if Sonny Styles is going to make it to them. If he doesn't, we'll talk about maybe the guy that we would select for the New Orleans Saints when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to GoTommies.com.
Go, Tommy.
GEAUX, Tommies with a Y.com. You'll clearly see the difference. And whenever you're looking for the best, well, the best is, well, Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. That's not just us telling you that. That is Angie's List, who's giving them the Super Service Award year after year after year. That is the advocate this year in 2025. Best windows, that went to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and yes, also Siding. So know you're working with the best. Also know you're working with somebody that cares. Also know you're working with a former member of the Golden Band from Tigerland.
Oh,
all right. So we're talking LSU through and through as well. Go to their website today. See what they can do for you. See what they've done already for your neighbors. GoTommies.com.
Bum, 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 bum. He used to play that.
That's the band from LSU. They
Yep.
call that the Golden Band from Tigerland.
Yeah, well, it's a golden company. Tommy's Windows, Doors, Siding, the best in the business. If you have a project, make sure you give them a call and let them talk to you about it. They're the best. GoTommies.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. You're live from the Raising Cane studio. Again, our Tuesday show is brought to you by Community Steel. Always remember, CommunitySteelCo.com is the website. Glad to have them back on the squad. We were talking a little bit before we went to break about the Saints and what they could do in the draft, and they lose to Mario Davis, so maybe the linebacker position could be something that they hit on in the first, the second, the third round. Now, the first round depends on if Sonny Styles is a player that is still available. If he's not, well, where did the New Orleans Saints go? And I think they go across the street to the LSU football facility and select Mansoor Delane, corner. Stop shaking your head. You just lost Alontae Taylor. You lost Paulson Adebo last year. You need a corner. He's the best corner in the draft. You're picking at 8. The Chiefs desperately need a corner now. They lost 2 to the Rams and lost a safety to the Bengals. They need DBs. They're picking right behind you. They could be aggressive in moving up to get ahead of you for the same player. I've seen Mansoor 4th, I think is the highest. I've seen him in some mock drafts. So Mansoor Delane, somebody that everybody was impressed with at the Combine. I was impressed with him. I never had the chance to interview him until the Combine. Blew me away. Great football IQ, very well spoken, hell of a player. If the Saints select him with the 8th overall pick, how we feeling? You were shaking your head.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like it.
Why?
I like him.
Okay, why
I
don't
think
you
he's
like
great.
the Saints select?
I mean, it's the same thing as overpaying in free agency for a corner. You're overpaying in your draft capital for a corner. Like, yeah, you have to have good corners to be successful in the NFL as a defense. I got it. But you can't overpay for.
You think selecting the top corner in the draft at 8 is overpaying?
With the amount of needs you have, and you have a first year, or you have a franchise quarterback that's entering a second year, you have a second year offensive minded head coach. Yeah, I do. Now, if you can pick him like later in the first round,
He's not gonna be there later.
no, he's not.
He's gonna not.
So yeah, I
you.
personally do not like the pick.
Tay.
I think this is the obvious pick at this point. I didn't think that going into yesterday, but I mean the moves you made, it's kind of your biggest need as far as depth in the draft. Like you need a receiver, tons of great receivers. You need an edge rusher, tons of great edge rushers. Corner's kind of your biggest need. Like I don't think Kool-Aid McKinstry is a 1 at all. Quincy Riley, maybe you could have him as a cornerback 2. You don't have a top corner on this team right now. It's kind of biggest spot.
Miss Villarreal.
I would be for it. I understand what you're saying, Matt, but I agree with Taylor. Like with the moves that you made yesterday, I think that you can get what you need left in the later rounds.
There's two types of capital out there. There's actual capital, there's money, and there's draft capital.
Yeah.
And you can't overspend on either one of those things for a corner. Show me where it's worked out. Show me where a team has won a championship with doing that. Maybe there's an example out there, but you're going to have to search. You're going to have to look and be like, oh, yeah, that's right.
I think
you can draft a top 10 cornerback and have a really good corner, but tell me when that has equaled a championship.
I think when Jalen Ramsey got traded for, that was kind of a missing piece. But I get your point.
Well, it almost worked in Jacksonville. Like, they had that game won. Bortles just couldn't throw the ball that day.
Yeah, I do hear what you're saying, and I'm agreeing with you. And
I think he's an incredible player. I think that's not a knock on him.
I think he's good enough to be able to change the rules a bit on what you're talking about. He graded out as the highest corner in college football last year. There was teams that said, we're not even looking your way when we game plan. And you've played those guys. Lane Kiffin said, it's like, dude, we're not throwing to you. Stop asking.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
You don't even need to warm up.
So for other corners in this draft, and this isn't because he's an LSU guy. This is like actual analytics and data saying, like, McCoy from Tennessee is a good player. He's hurt, so we got to see that. Hood from Tennessee is a good player. Cisse from South Carolina is a good player. Chris Johnson from San Diego State's a good player. I don't even remotely think about those guys early. I think Mansoor is a different beast than those guys. So if you selected him at 8, it would not be a doomsday for me. I think he's a really good player that would be deserving of being a top 8 pick. My first choice would be Sonny Styles because I think the versatility he gives you, I just don't know that he's going to be there. If he is, again, I'll go turn in the card for Mickey. I'll be set up right next to the stage. Just hand it to me. And I would be very happy. You see glee on my face if I got to turn that in for the Saints.
Yeah. I would prefer, if I have my Saints hat on, I would prefer them to go and find a corner. And it's one day of free agency. Like the new league year hadn't even technically opened yet. Go find secure guys. Don't overpay for them. Find you some good guys. Take your corner in the draft, but don't overpay for him. Now, do I have a replacement for you? Like, I understand what y'all are saying. Like, he's a deserved top 10 pick. He's going to be a great corner in the NFL. But, like, I don't, and y'all can make the argument for it. I don't have, and I can disagree with you. I don't have a replacement for him because I still, like, this is the draft. This is a perfect draft. If they don't have the opportunity for Sonny Style, like, this is the opportunity to trade back and get more picks. And I'm going to keep, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't really know if anybody else is saying it, maybe just because it's like against what Mickey Loomis has always done. But has Mickey Loomis ever done this well in the first day of free agency either? So maybe he's a new guy. Maybe he can change.
I'm kind of feeling like Kellen has a lot more say than
so
we might be giving
Kellen
him
might
credit for.
need to get some of this
Yeah,
credit.
like I think Kellen needs a little bit of this. But I also I don't know what's going on in their front office. It's just, it hasn't been that way until he got here.
Right.
As far as like the corners that maybe you could afford in free agency, Cam Taylor-Britt from Cincinnati is going to cost you about 9 per. Greg Newsome from Jacksonville is going to cost you about 9. Marshawn Lattimore is going to be available. He's out there. Tariq Woolen from Seattle, who's a really good player. He's about 8.1 is projected. He's going to cost you per year. After that, it gets a little dicey. Then you start getting into Trayvon Diggs territory. He's going to cost you about 7.5 per year. So it's
Greg
not
Newsome would be over 9.
It's not the best free agent market for corners.
I think there's better linebackers than there are corners.
Certainly like stopgap options for a year. So bring back Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, why not?
I think he's going to be the pick. Now, if you select one of the Tennessee guys at 8,
Tennessee who?
Volunteers.
Okay.
They got 2 corners. I'm saying.
No, don't do that.
If you select them at 8, then me and Mickey got to have a combo.
We got problems. We got those hands.
But I think because of the player that we're talking about and the need that you have there.
I think Delane's good enough to be the exception to the rule.
That's what I say. Yeah, me too. What do you think if you don't want to go corner, if you're at 8?
Jeremiah Love.
Well, you signed the running back.
Trade.
Yeah.
Right? So Etienne. Well, you know Mickey.
Trading back, actually, like, if you let me pick, that's what I would do, but he's not
No
going to do
doubt.
that.
Like, so
But he has also never done this well in free agency. Like, so we got to say maybe he's doing things different.
who are you gonna trade with? Because the team that needs corner as bad as anybody is right behind you.
Yeah.
So where they like
Yeah, like who
they're gonna get
who
they're gonna try to
fell
get
in
ahead
love
of
with
you.
what prospect to jump there?
They're gonna try to get to 6 or 7. Ugh. They're not gonna try to get with you, like because they think you are going to be the guy that selects the corner. So you got to find a team that is willing to give up some real assets. Now,
There's a lot of teams with real assets.
I was about to say the Dallas Cowboys.
the Raiders now, the Jets. Have
Well,
real
the Raiders
assets.
are probably going to go offensive line at 14 after selecting Mendoza at 1, even though they just signed Linderbaum. They need a lot of help on the offensive line still, and a guard at 14, you can make that justified. Now, the Cowboys is where it gets interesting because they like Mansoor Delane.
They
They've got
need
2
secondary help
first-round
bad.
picks.
Well,
they need the
could-
help. They can move up.
They're a team that could jump up for Caleb Downs too if,
Oh, they
if
could.
he's
They
still
got the,
there.
yeah.
So,
They got the draft treasure chest to be able to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But again, guys,
If any team's looking for a new
talking
GM,
about
I'm available.
We're talking about
Just-
Mickey Loomis
just trade.
trading back in a draft.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it. I believe. It's plus 450. for
I've just
Ricky
been
to trade
burned
back.
too much from him.
Well, he's starting to heal those burn wounds.
as long as he
Little
doesn't
by
take,
little.
As long as he doesn't take O-line, I'm good.
Guys, he had the best draft last year in the NFL.
It was a good draft.
He got an award.
Shout out Kellen Moore.
If you're the New Orleans Saints and Dallas calls you and says, "Hey, for number 8, we'll give you 12, a third, and a 6th rounder,"
Yeah.
because that's about what it would take.
Yeah.
You'd move up.
Yeah.
I would because
100%.
you might not get Delane, but you could still get a top flight receiver if that's what you want. You could still get an edge rusher if you wanted that, and you got more draft picks.
If their conversations are anything like media conversations, like our conversation, and like you're not convicted on one person, absolutely. You got so many needs. Like you said, you could get a great receiver and edge rusher in the 3rd round. You got a linebacker in the like. There's so many things you can do with those extra picks. You could even trade them.
Could be a boat.
Could be about.
All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. Right there on the homepage at getgordon.com. You can have a chat with a live agent. You can check out cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, past client results that they've had in the courtroom. You can always check out the G Team and what they're doing throughout the local communities in Louisiana. At Get Gordon's always going to be the handle on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, any major social media. And if you want to be a little old school, if you want to pick up the phone and actually call somebody, right?
Talk to him with your
You
mouth.
put your area code followed by the 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
What are you laughing at? Just remember this. If you've been injured, whether it's in a car accident, whether it's on the job, it doesn't matter. Just remember, it's not your fault. If you want to talk to the experts, the people that have been fighting for Louisiana's for a long time, get what they deserve. Make sure you're calling Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. That's getgordon.com. Anywhere in Louisiana, your area code, followed by 888-8888, getgordon.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn, presented by Community Steel.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now and then when I
Wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can sing high.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. And again, our Tuesday show is brought to you by Community Steel. If you're looking to build something that lasts, well, start with the right steel. Community Steel in Gonzales is your trusted partner for your metal buildings, components, roofing, and custom steel solutions across South Louisiana. So from fully engineered metal building kits to precision cut roofing, trim, framing, members, their team delivers quality materials and expert guidance from, guess what, start to finish there, Matthew. You can visit them at communitysteelco.com to get a quote today, or you can call them at 225-647-2020. Again, communitysteelco.com, or call them today at 225-647-2020. Community Steel, strong materials, local service, and the backbone of your next build.
We've talked a lot about certainly the Saints moves yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, golf clap to Mickey. Good job. Good job. Good job. Keep it up.
I'm not doing that yet.
Keep it up. What have you done for
Golf
me
clap.
lately?
It's a golf
What have you
clap.
done for me
It's
lately?
not an
Let's not look in the
applause.
past, Alondra.
It's not a standing ovation. It's just a, we see you.
I'll give a hesitant
Yeah.
Let's just say
Head
Mickey
nod.
Loomis has
Head nod.
been the best GM in the NFL since I've been on the show.
Do you believe that?
Because he had the best draft class and he's doing good in free
Because you can tell the best draft class after 1 year. Obviously.
The hardware says you can, Matt.
We've talked a lot about the Saints, but let's stay within their division.
Okay.
Let's check in on Taylor. Can we check in on the Falcons, how they're doing this offseason?
This is their quarterback room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, ooh, that's good. Perfect.
Y'all wrong for that.
For those listening, not watching, it is a picture of Michael Penix in a wheelchair,
Looks like he just
thumbs
had
up, and then
leg replacements.
and then Tua getting carted on a gurney off the field.
Yep.
That's the Falcons quarterback room for 2026.
We'll say
Also, isn't Kirk Cousins still there or no?
No, they released
They
him.
released
They
him.
released him.
Missed that one.
two lefties. Pretty
Two
cool.
lefties. It is pretty cool. So the Falcons, yes, they signed Tua, turned the ball over, and
The Saints are going to win the NFC South.
they're rolling.
They also got Easton Stick. from
Oh,
North Dakota
cousin of
State.
Weston Branch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Former Chargers legend,
right.
Easton
Nice.
Stick.
Here, so I'm looking at this move, and I'm thinking about a comp for this move for the Falcons. So Tua goes, he's signing with the Falcons, and I think those was it like an easy move for them just because he's a lefty? Like I don't know, but it seemed to be his destination before this whole week even started, right? That was the rumor that I was at least reading, and I was trying to find a comp. Like, is this a good move? Like, who's actually going to be the starter? Is Tua going in there to be the starter? Is Michael Penix going to be healthy? He's had like 35 knee injuries in his career, his 1 year career. And I was trying to think of a comp, and I started looking at the Colts. If you had to say Tua's career to this point, whose is better, Tua's career or Daniel Jones before he went to the Colts?
Tua.
Tua's had a
Jones
better
before the-
career than
before the
like,
Colts
and I don't
wasn't-
even think it's close.
No.
Right. I agree.
So could this be the same situation? Daniel Jones came in last year, and they're like, well, Anthony Richardson is here. He's going to be the starter. Daniel Jones is going to I feel like it's a very comparable situation
Yeah.
in Atlanta than it was with the Colts. Now, was that a one-off? I have no idea. We've seen it happen with a lot of quarterbacks. We've seen it happen with Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. We've seen it happen with all these different quarterbacks reviving their career somewhere else.
Right.
Now, Tua didn't look great a couple times in the court of public opinion because he kind of threw his teammates under the bus sometimes. There's a way to do that. He didn't do it the right way, I don't think. Like, there is a way to do what he did as a leader. Certainly coaches do it. Quarterbacks can do it in the public eye, throw people under the bus, but you got to do it like it has to be the right tone.
Yeah, you
It
got
has
to throw
be
yourself
like-
in
But
there
also,
too.
gotta throw
right, but
yourself
also
into
when
it.
you're like one of the problems and you're doing that,
There too.
you can't just blame it on everybody else.
Yeah, you can't. And you never know who empowered him to do that.
Himself.
Was it the head coach? Like, did somebody empower him to do it? Like, I don't know.
No, because the head coach didn't like it very much. I remember him coming out and being like, the hell?
Well, somebody did. But anyway, is it going to work out? I don't know. But let's just say
I don't hate the deal for the Falcons.
Tua has had these streaks of greatness at
He's
Miami.
been good. Yeah, there's been times he's been good. In the intermediate stuff, he's very accurate.
Yeah. Yep.
And if I am somebody like Tua Tagovailoa and I just got released and the Dolphins are paying me so I can go sign a $1 million contract, which is what he got from Atlanta, and I look up and I've got Bijan Robinson, I've got Kyle Pitts on the franchise tag, Jahan Dotson signed there yesterday, Zacchaeus signed back there yesterday, I've got Drake London. I'm looking at it. Austin Hooper just signed there.
He was really good
as
there
well.
his first stint.
You got weapons.
They got a lot of talent.
So I'd be like fired up. I would do everything I possibly could to be at my very best to try to prove everybody wrong.
Yep.
This is his last opportunity to get a chance to like this.
Yep.
And you got dudes around you. If you don't work out in Atlanta, that's on you. You also got Kevin Stefanski, who, regardless of what you think of him, he's been an NFL Coach of the Year twice. You really don't have any excuses.
Yeah, and I get it. He's had these bad streaks. What percentage of that can you blame on the organization? Probably a decent amount of it. But for a big period of time, when if he's conscious, he's been pretty good. What?
I mean,
Nothing.
it did go downhill after that. To your point, like
He's such a turd.
What? I mean, it's true. He got knocked out a lot.
He got knocked out a lot.
Well, it's a fair point. And then after he got knocked out a lot, he wasn't that good. Rightfully so. His brain wasn't working.
That's
right.
what empowered him to throw his teammates under the bus.
Jake
Was
was
the
talking
CTE.
Yeah.
Jake was talking about intermediate stuff. Like the Falcons last year invested a lot into their O-line, and you could say, well,
Their O-line's
Penix got
good.
sacked a lot. Penix held onto the ball a lot, too. Like if Tua can get the ball out of his hands quick, like their O-line was actually pretty good at Atlanta.
I was pretty high on Michael Penix, too.
You were hoping.
I was hoping.
Yeah, you had.
Card game, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you were vested.
Hard out here in the streets at the card game.
Let's do this. Let's take a break on time, ish. And when we come back, I said ish. When we come for us,
It's not even close.
when we come back, we'll talk about the Panthers because the Panthers and Bucks. If we're staying in the South, they also made some moves that I like, and we'll talk about them when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
On time adjacent. Go to trashrangers.com. Residential, commercial pickup, roll-off dumpsters. Well, guess what? They got 3 different sizes to choose from. If you're looking for maybe a portable restroom because you got parades coming up this weekend, it's not too late. Give them a call. They'll deliver it. You don't want those people in your house, right?
No.
You don't want that. So just go ahead and have Trash Rangers deliver that portable restroom right in your front yard. And you still have the luxury of having a restroom for your guests, but don't go into your home. And so a lot of different things they do over there at Trash Rangers. Love the sanitation department, which is somewhat new to the Trash Rangers portfolio, but they do that at an incredibly high level as well. No surprise there. Go to trashrangers.com.
Yeah, it's like the biggest parade, the best parade in Baton Rouge this weekend. So if you are hosting, if you are on that parade route, you got a bunch of people come over, give Trash Rangers a call. They got that sanitation department. They'll bring a portable toilet out. It's clean. It's awesome. It's a new department too. So we got those new portable toilets as well. So go check them out. trashrangers.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in OTB. Our Tuesday show is brought to you by Community Steel. CommunitySteelCo.com. CommunitySteelCo.com. Well, Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't going to have Mike Evans
No, he's
on their team anymore.
Go
He
to a
signed
different Bay.
3-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers.
he loves Bay Cities though.
He loves Bay Cities. I did not think he was going to get a 3-year
Should've gone to Green
deal,
Bay.
but shout out to him. He's been to Green Bay. He said there's not a building tall enough for him. So he's going to San Francisco.
Big tall building guy.
I mean, he just likes big cities,
Okay.
I think, There's Dave and Buster's, though.
That's a good move for. Is there?
It's a great Dave and Buster's, yeah.
Nice.
When they're in the draft last year. Anywho, so he's going to the 49ers. I love that move for them. It gives them actually a receiver they can trust and not Brandon Ayuk. Or, Ricky Pearsall, who's been good when he hadn't been hurt, but he's been hurt.
The
He
man
did get
got
shot.
Yeah,
It has
shot in the streets.
The thing that's wild about it, that actually didn't keep him out for as long as some of the ankle stuff.
Right.
So
He's played more games than Brandon Ayuk.
Did Mike Evans not read about the electromagnetic fields around their practice
Oh,
facility?
that's such a good
I
point.
saw that yesterday.
in the
Somebody's
soft
like,
tissues.
somebody was
situation?
like, Evans around the electromagnetic field is not great because he was hurt all last year.
Yeah, it's not good.
I did like the move, though. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Bucks, the other Bay, Kenneth Gainwell. I like that.
Great pickup for them.
We talked about him,
Great pickup for
what he
them.
was Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah,
We talked about what he was for the Steelers at the end of last year.
He was their player MVP, voted their MVP of their team.
Yeah.
He was incredible at
When
the
he's
end of
a-
the year. I
he's a-
wanted him to be the Saint.
He's a good change of pace for Bucky Irving.
He
Like
can do
last
everything.
year, Rashad White, no offense to him, was just kind of a poor man's Bucky Irving. You didn't really get anything different. Kenneth Walker's a good change of pace, and he's a little bit different than Bucky Irving.
He's a lot different. He can catch the ball down the field.
Right.
You can split him out a receiver, and he can run. I saw him run slants.
They could be on the
pitches,
field at the
fade
same
routes.
time.
Yeah. Oh, there was that one play towards the end. I don't know if it was the game to get in the playoffs or right. It was a game that mattered. He made an unbelievable catch.
I think it was the
down
game
the
to get
field.
him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hell of
the
a
Ravens.
player. Jalen Phillips goes to the Carolina Panthers. Edge rusher, $120 million.
Kenny
Big
Pickett.
moves.
Kenny Pickett goes to the Panthers as well.
He did,
Hell yeah.
$7.5 million.
That was the missing piece.
Yeah, Memphis wasn't very excited about that one. All right, we'll talk more. New Orleans Saints with our guy Nick Underhill. New Orleans.football. When we come back, hour number 3, OTB.
Off the bench.